Hi guys, I told you I was going to be doing a big baking day, and today's the day. I've got everything out I need, I think. As you can see, I don't know if you can see it all, but there's a lot to do. I'm going to be making 4 different kinds of cookies, and I'm going to be scooping them and putting them in the freezer and baking them off throughout the week and taking them into work on Friday. But since today is my only day off, I'm going to use this day to make all of the cookie dough. So I'm going to start with ginger snaps. Break the sides of the bowl down. That's what it looks like. Give it a nice little stir. Make sure everything's up off the bottom, because if you have kitchen age, you know that sometimes you've got stuff sitting on the bottom. Now I'm going to transfer this into this bowl. Now I'm going to make a whole nother batch. One cookie recipe done. I'm going to get the beater and the bowl cleaned, and I'll meet you back here for the next cookie. Our next recipe is just simple chocolate chip. So we are going to start with creaming our butter and sugar. I'm going to get this cleaned up. I'll meet you back for the next cookie batter. Okay, now snickerdoodles. So I need Snickerdoodle recipe. Okay, let's make the peanut butter cookies now. We are going to need I'm gonna put this in the fridge. Because that's our last one. And I'm gonna get all this cleaned up and then we're gonna start scooping them. While cleaning up, I realized I forgot to add the chips to the peanut butter cookies. So I'm gonna stir those in real quick and then finish cleaning up. Okay, the area is now clean. We're gonna start with our ginger snaps and we're just gonna scoop them. Drop the ball onto a piece of parchment. Freezer. We're moving on to the peanut butter because that requires to be rolled in just plain sugar as well. to make sure there's no peanut butter residue on anything before I start scooping the snickerdoodles. All 4 cookie doughs are made, scooped, and ready to go. They're going to freeze. And throughout the week this week, I'm going to bake them off and take them to work on Friday. So I'll bring you along when I do that as well. Well, I got everything baked off. I had to do another batch of the chocolate chip because I needed to figure out my oven. As you can see, we've got well done chocolate chip cookies, and yay, I figured out my oven chocolate chip cookies. We've got snickerdoodles, ginger snaps, and the peanut butter are in their own bag, just in case anybody at work might have a peanut allergy. But everything is done, and it's going to work with me in the morning. It's just my way of showing appreciation to everybody at work during this really difficult time where we're just so busy. I know I put earlier in the video that I would post the recipes in the description, but here they are. This is the chocolate chip and the snickerdoodle. This is the ginger snap and the peanut butter. Thanks for sticking with me through this. This is the last video for 2025. I will see you again in the new year. Merry Christmas, everyone.